Our jobs as medics and as drivers is to get to the scene of an incident as quickly as possible, to treat on scene and to stabilize as quickly as possible, and then to transport to the hospital as quickly as possible. The golden hour is the amount of time that it takes from the call initially to come into dispatch to the time the patient is brought into a critical care facility.
We have what we call the golden hour and the platinum 10 minutes that we try to get patients to the hospital. The outcomes are very different.
The largest chunk of time, that golden hour, that we face from Beit Shemesh is actually the drive time to the hospital.
You know, a lot of people say like, oh, it's 30 minutes to the hospital, but it's not 30 minutes to a hospital. You have to factor in, if you're going by ambulance, 10-15 minutes for an ambulance to get to you, getting in the ambulance, transport time, and then getting from the ambulance to Hadar Leida, to the OR, wherever you're going, realistically, meaning from when you've left your house till you're actually getting treated. It's 45 minutes to an hour.
I'm always nervous every time we have an emergency, is are we going to get the patient to the hospital quick enough?
I was on a morning shift here in the station, and we were sent out to a Yeled Shenechnach. It was a baby that was choking. We got to the call and we found a listless, motionless, 4-month-old baby, and the baby was turning blue. We saw that the airway was clogged with food. We called for the paramedics obviously immediately when we got to the scenes. We started CPR on the baby and we started transportation towards the hospital in Jerusalem. Eventually we were met by paramedics coming from Jerusalem. We then switched the baby into the paramedic ambulance and they continued onwards on an urgent lights and sirens call towards Jerusalem. And I later found out that the baby had suffered irreversible brain damage.
I remember the time that we had a motorcycle accident on Route 375 where the patient lost a leg. In the ambulance on the way to the hospital, he developed difficulty breathing. He expired on the way to the hospital. If there would have been a hospital closer to Beit Shemesh or in Beit Shemesh, that patient would probably be alive today.
It was Shabbos morning, and Hatzalah called me, picked up the phone, and he said, can I come get you? I have a woman who's about 6 months pregnant and I think she's in really active labor. So I grabbed my bag, I have an emergency delivery kit, and I ran outside and he was already there. I checked her and she was just about ready to deliver. So I said to the ambulance driver, we gotta go fast. I was really torn between, do I try to make some kind of a heroic delivery? Maybe the baby, if the baby's in distress inside and I deliver the baby, we could somehow sustain him, or do I just try to get her there? The decision I made while we were on the highway was I just want to transport her, get her to medical care as quickly as we can. We got to labor and delivery. While we were in the elevator, she turned to me again and she said, is my baby okay? I had no answer. She delivered a few minutes later. Tiny, 10 fingers, 10 toes. But we couldn't save him. It was just too far. It would be amazing. It would be a dream to have a hospital here.
We need a hospital.
Keren Beit Shemesh was founded in 2012 with the goal of fulfilling the needs of the rapidly growing community of Beit Shemesh. A multi-purpose community center and a center for health and fitness are just a few of our many projects. But the most pressing need of the community is for a local hospital. The Keren's Hospital Initiative provides both the vision and the actions needed to save lives. We are now ready to start planning so we can build a better future. The community needs your help.